Now position of signals. How position of the peak in NMR spectrum help us? It helps us in identifying the neighborhood, or what are the various functional groups in present in adjacent to hydrogen. As I told you, if there is double bond close to the hydrogen, if there is carbonyl group, electronegative groups which are present, or the bulky groups which are present, then the position of the hydrogen changes. That is called as chemical shift. Okay, so you can see the chemical shift which is least, that is 0.7 to 1.3 for the protons which are present on this carbon. So say this is the alkyl chain which I am talking about. This is the plain alkyl chain, and I am talking about the peak of these three hydrogens. So these three hydrogens, they appear very close to TMS. TMS signal appears at 0, and very close to TMS these will appear at 0.7 to 1.3. Now this CH3 may say, if this is the CH3, okay, CH3 or CH3. Now if one of the hydrogen I replace, and if I keep some other alkyl chain over here, okay, so now for these hydrogens which are still chemically equivalent, for them, adjacent to them, there is one more alkyl group. So bulkiness of the structure has increased, and thus these two hydrogens will uh, be appearing downfield. So these are de-shielded, and such de-shielded hydrogens, they appear downfield. Downfield means at higher delta values. So if you see here, higher delta values, and similarly if I go on replacing the hydrogen, suppose now third position also I have replaced with some other alkyl substitution. So now this hydrogen will be de-shielded more, and thus it will appear more downfield. So the peaks are shifting their positions based on the adjacent environment. Okay, and if you observe here the pattern of increase to this 0.7 to 1.3 to this value, if you just go add 0.3 to 0.4 units, okay, then you will get this answer. To this value, if you just go on increasing 0.3 to 0.4 units, you will get this answer. So why I am telling you this? Because you don't have to remember all these values always, because whatever values you are seeing here, that is the range, and that is the approximate range of the chemical shift values. Okay, each structure is different. In each structure, see, in many structures CH3 group would be present, but that CH3 group doesn't appear at the same position in 1H-NMR spectrum. It doesn't happen. Okay, same CH3 can appear anywhere. See here, anywhere between 0.7 to 1.3 if uh, based on the R, based on R. But if that CH3 has double bond adjacent to it, then if you see here, more downfield. This is also CH3, this is also CH3, but this CH3 had only alkyl group. Now this CH3 is having double bond closer to it, so it is appearing more downfield. See here, again this is also CH3, but now what is adjacent to it? The carbonyl group. Okay, so it is appearing more downfield. It is more de-shielded. Now what if oxygen is directly attached to the CH3? Somewhere it will be given in the chart. Let me find it. Okay, so somewhere okay, let us take this example. If this CH which is substituted, if this hydrogen which is attached to the substituted carbon, and which it is very much close to that carbon is directly attached to oxygen, Unlike this structure, this carbon is attached to one carbon, and on this carbon there is oxygen. Okay, so it is appearing at 2.1 to 2.5, but here oxygen is directly present on this carbon on which the hydrogen is present. So more downfield, 3.2 to 3.8. I hope you are understanding. If this hydrogen is directly attached to oxygen, then the peak may appear between 1 and 1.5. Actually this is 1 to 5. Actually this is the uh, uh, variable range for the hydrogens which are present on oxygen and on nitrogen. Okay, see here note is also given. NH and OH peaks are most often broad. These are broad peaks and may as well be missing completely unless the sample is very dry, because if sample is not dry, then there is a chance of hydrogen bonding. So if that hydrogen is involved in hydrogen bonding, then it may not appear in the spectrum. Okay, and very characteristic values which you have to remember. So you don't have to remember all the values. See, if you remember this only RCH3, then RCH2, RCH, that you can just calculate by your own. Just add 0.3 to 0.4 units into it for the deshielding. Then what you can remember, you can just remember RCOCH3. Okay, then RCOCH2, RCOCH, that you can go on calculating by adding 0.3 to 0.4 units for deshielding. Same way, you can, yes, very characteristic values which you can remember is the aromatic protons which appear between 6.5 to 8. The aldehydic proton, aldehydic, it appears 9 to 10 ppm. Okay, these are very characteristic values which you have to remember. This ROH and RNH2, these protons, they can appear anywhere. That is the variable range given here. Okay, so let us all proceed. Yes, as far as this particular structure is concerned, we should know where the chemically equivalent sets which we have identified earlier. We have identified earlier that for this particular structure 5 peaks will appear. Now in NMR spectrum, where these 5 peaks will appear, that we have to see now. Now spectrum means what? Spectrum means a graph. Whenever I say graph, means there is x-axis and there is y-axis. So what is there on the x-axis of 1H-NMR spectrum? That is chemical shift. Unit is ppm. This is the delta scale I am talking about. On delta scale at 0 ppm, we always get a peak of TMS. Okay, this is the reference standard of choice used in 1H-NMR spectrum. Now, this is the scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay, that is the x-axis. Okay, now how many peaks are seen for this particular structure that we have seen? That is 5 peaks. Okay, now based on position of these all, so this was HA for us, this was HB for us, HC, HD and HE. So if you see here, this hydrogen is directly attached to electronegative atom. Rest all the hydrogens, they are attached to carbon only. Okay, so this hydrogen is most deshielded. It is most deshielded, so it will appear downfield. I hope you all remember what is upfield and downfield. If you have forgotten, just 1 minute, I will show you. Yes, this region which is away from TMS is called as downfield, and this region which is towards the TMS is called as upfield. See, this is not like IR. IR may, if you all remember, we say that 1500 onwards, 1500 to 4000 is the functional group region, and 1500 to 600, 400, that is the fingerprint region. But this upfield and downfield is not like IR. spectrum. Okay, this upfield and downfield are the positions. Suppose I have two peaks over here. I have one peak here and one peak here. So I mean here that this particular peak is upfield to this peak, and this peak is downfield to this peak. Okay, if I have two peaks over here, so these two peaks are downfield as compared to these two peaks, and these two peaks are upfield to these two peaks. Okay, so this is the relative position of the peaks, which we call or which we show by mentioning them as upfield and downfield. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about the hydrogen which is present on the oxygen. So this hydrogen which is present on the oxygen is highly de-shielded. Why? Because it is attached to the electronegative group, right? So such highly de-shielded hydrogen will appear downfield. Downfield means higher delta values. Okay, now in the chart, if you see in the chart, this is the carboxylic acid. If you have observed, this is the carboxylic acid, and very characteristic for carboxylic acid also, very characteristic value is this, very characteristic. This one you have to remember, this you have to always remember, this you have to always remember. Okay, rest of the values you can try to guess always. Okay, so this peak of He will appear over here in this range between 11 to 12. Okay, next, closer to this carbonyl group is Hd. So Hd will appear, that is CH2. Okay, this is CH2, but it has adjacent to it carbonyl group. So if you see here, RCOCH3, okay, RCOCH3, so it is like that, 2.1 to 2.5. okay, but here the value is given for RCOCH3, and what you have a CH2, so there is one more R on this side, so I can add 0.3 units to this value. Okay, so approximately around 2.6, 2.7 or 2.8, this is just the range. Okay, I can predict that Hd peak may appear over here. Then we have this carbon, on this carbon there is no hydrogen, then we have these 6 hydrogens which we are referring as Hc. So next Hc peak would appear, it will be heighted. Okay, this is one hydrogen, so I have kept very less height here. Then Hd, and the longest height for Hc I have kept. Okay, so this is 6 hydrogens, Hc will appear, then after that Hb will appear, and after that Ha will appear, because Ha is very far from the carbonyl group. So this is just like RCH3, the first value 0.7 to 1.3, but here they have not they are not expecting any electronegative group in vicinity. Okay, but since in our structure we have this electronegative part, we have carboxylic acid, so that means definitely this Ha will appear downfield, or because it is more de-shielded, and therefore we can say that all these 4 peaks are appearing in this range only. They are appearing in this range. Okay. So this slide purposely I have kept, from where you will get such this chart for the 1H-NMR chemical shift values. So if you Google chemical shift values for 1H-NMR, you have to specify for 1H-NMR, because otherwise C13-NMR ke liye different chart is there. So any chart which is available on the internet, all charts give the similar ranges. Okay, and it is range, it is not the fixed value. So any chart you can select. I have taken the chart from this particular site.